penalties in the third, fourth place playoff. Both sides making at least some changes for this game, especially. The South African coach will go through those changes in a bit more detail shortly. First, though, the national anthems. Starting with South Africa, Cozy, Sikelo, Africain. Brand new Nigerian anthem, Nigeria We Hail Thee. Their new national anthem since just last year. Anthems over and done with then. Time some high fives and fist pumps between the sides and the officials. And a look at the South African lineup. 3 changes from the side that went on 1-0 against DR Congo in the quarter-finals. Komoto Radiba, who's been sat on the bench the whole tournament, comes in for his first action from the start as well for FaZe Abbans in midfield. Dabang Malangu, 3 goals in the tournament so far, including the winner in the quarter-final, all from the substitute bench. He comes in for his first start of the tournament up top, with Jody Shen dropping to the bench. There's also a change on the wing with Kafwano Nathlaku coming in for the injured Shaquille April here. April is on the bench. We're not sure, though, just how fit he is. Nathlaku in for his third start in 6 matches at this tournament. He did score their goal against Zambia in the last of their group games. Some strong, indeed evolving lineup then for South Africa. Their loud captains for today: Neo Rapu for South Africa and Daniel Bemei for Nigeria. Now, referee for today, in fact, the same referee as Nigeria had for their quarter-final against Senegal in Hassam Ben Yahya from Algeria. Have the VAR in action as well here. Ahmed Abdelaziz from Sudan in charge in there, with Nabil Boukhalfa from Algeria, his willing assistant. The assistant referees, by the way, Ahmed Douayoui from Tunisia and Khaled from Mauritania. They're the lineup for Nigeria. Just one change made from that side that was got themselves through a 0-0 draw against. Got themselves through a 0-0 draw against Senegal in the last round. So here, Mike Garner comes in for his first start of the tournament out on the wing, probably out on the left with Clinton Jefter on the right. Mike Garner, his first start after 3 substitute appearances so far. He replaces Bidemi Mole, who drops to the bench. Look out there for Israel Ayuma, the number 10, really playing in the, well, really a quarterback role. Sits in front of the back four, pings around the ball beautifully in midfield, popping up in all the gaps when and if they pop up. So pretty much ready to get underway here then in Ismailia. Our referee poised with the whistle. And we're underway then, the first of the semi-finals of the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations, the 2025 edition here in Egypt. South Africa against Nigeria. The South Africans, of course, in their yellow and green. Kicking from right to left in the first half, and Nigeria immediately down into the final third, trying to feed the ball into the box, and a friendly bounce there just evades Ariehi. And I get around the wall. Nagana over and then down again. So on the wall. Nagana over and then down again. So Ayuma or Megana. And it is Megana, flips it over the wall but straight into the hands of a well-positioned Fletcher Lowe. Good start though for Nigeria, composed on the ball. South Africa forced into mistakes in their own final third. Ball quickly back in play. Nigeria 1 and 2 touch passing there. Just about breaking through as well. Megari does well to win the ball in the air. Kekana brushed off the ball, and illegally so, says the referee, by Suleiman Alabi. Barged into from behind by his opposite number. Going to be quite a battle in there, I feel. Ayuma, Alabi and Elise for Nigeria. Really look out for Divine Elise joining the front three in attack. Loves to make runs through and into the area. Was very effective against Senegal. Arguably Nigeria's best player. Did seem to pick up a knock late in the game, maybe a bit of cramp, but make it through to the eventual shootout. Nigeria only needing 3 of their 5 penalty takers to win that penalty shootout against Senegal, by the way. Clipped over the top, going to be dealt with here by Lowe, and he just gets there ahead of Megana. The ball allowed to bounce. Perhaps dangerously so there by the South African defence. Someone just needed to get in there and clear it out, take no chances. Lowe eventually coming out and not even able to hold the ball because his momentum would have taken him outside of the area. South Africa not really got their passing going yet. They do like to play on the transition and counter-attack. They're also in possession. When they get things right, they can click with 1 and 2 touch passing. They'll slice through an opposition defence like a hot knife through butter. Not to see any of that though. Early doors though. Header from Smith. Out further away by Sabia. South Africa just needing to settle down into the game. Poor throw in from Sabia. A couple of those gone straight to a Nigerian player. Oh, the ball given away at back here. Now, he couldn't quite get the pass for the run of Jefta on the edge of the area, and he would have been away and clear with a slightly more composed pass from his teammate Ariehi. Ball taken out of play at the back from South Africa. A few nerves, perhaps, from the South Africans early in this semi-final. They are up against the most successful under-20 side in African history. Lise can't quite squeeze his cross out. Another chance here. Though from Megari, goes behind most of the players, but the ball coming clear on the left. Ariehi unable to snap up the loose ball in and around the penalty spot. Oh, the referee playing advantage after the foul. A good run forwards now. From Madiba, lovely tackle on him, then the ball comes in and it's a speculative effort from Lithlaku over on that right-hand side. Scored the opener against Zambia. Lithlaku, rather in and out of the side though throughout the tournament. Started the opening game, then substitute against Tanzania, left on the bench against Sierra Leone. Still then at a second start against Zambia, scored there, dropped to the bench for the game against the Democratic Republic of Congo in the quarterfinals. He should be at least decently fresh, Lithlaku. Good pressing from Nigeria. Both these sides will do their best to win the ball high up the pitch, according to the state of the game, of course. Saw the stern figure value Zubeiru, the Nigerian coach. He's won titles domestically. Yet to pick up first silverware in the age groups. Took over just a month before the qualification competition for this tournament. Negotiated the Flying Eagles safely through that. Ball out from the back, cannoning straight into the back of Alabi, and out for a South Africa throw. Kept in play, but Nigeria now back on the ball, giving it away with a sloppy pass in midfield, and now South Africa on the attack, taking the ball over halfway, running at the back four. Here's Rapu, keeps the ball moving, gets it back on this left-hand side, swings one into the area, but it's too much on that from Erlangu. Now Okoro feeds the ball to Megana. Ariehi running the channel. Cuts back inside, looks for support, finds it. Oh, but then a poor touch there. Alabi with the loose touch, can't believe the throw's gone the other way. Not the best of balls out from South Africa. They haven't quite got their exit strategy right yet. Amajita. Nigeria controlling the game at the moment. Early days. Good to see the sun's just come out as well. It was a bit overcast. The kickoff. Sun out now. And Nigeria in behind. Opportunity knocks it. Ball cut across the 6-yard box, just behind the run of Ariehi, though. South Africa penned back into their own third of the pitch. Ayuma. Oh, sloppy. From Megana. Oh, lovely turn in midfield. Now then, needs support here. Tries to thread that one in between the centre-backs, and then the foul going against South Africa. Given against Neo Rapu. By the way, yellow cards that were reset after the group phase. Still possible to be suspended for the final, though. Any player picking up a yellow card in the quarterfinals will miss the final with another yellow card in today's semi-finals. So that goes for Neo Rapu, the South African captain, and Jumalema Kakana, the midfielder. As for South Africa, meanwhile, Odinaka Okoro and Israel Ayuma, both one booking away from suspension as well for Nigeria. So those four players will have that at the back of their mind. Obviously, if picking up a booking means your team will qualify for the final, then you do that and just take the suspension. But ideally, I think all of those players very much integral to the way these sides play. Neither coach would want to have them missing for the final if they were to qualify, or indeed for the third, fourth place playoff, of course, which will be for the losers of this game. Nigeria again now, ball into the area. Ghana just beaten in the air. Here's Rapu. Can only feed the ball backwards. We're lucky there that Ariehi just slipped as he tried to change direction. South Africa nearly playing themselves into deep trouble inside their own penalty area. They're not really seeing an exit strategy here from South Africa. Picking the ball back around at the back, but there seems to be no real ambition to get in behind the press. Now perhaps they can do something. Good first time pass from Kakana. Gets the ball back again, brings it over halfway, spreads it out to that right-hand side. First real spell of possession for South Africa, to be honest. And all they've managed to do is go back to the goalkeeper, chips one out. Not the best of passes there from Fletcher Lowe. So South Africa definitely struggling to find their rhythm in the opening 14 minutes of this semi-final. Nigeria, though, haven't really asked any nasty questions of the South African goalkeeper. Not yet, at least. But surely if the flow of the game continues like this, it'll be happening sooner rather than later. Problem for Nigeria, though, really has been scoring goals, 3 in their 4 matches so far. The fewest goals they've ever scored in which to reach a semi-final. A late challenge goes in on this near side. The South African coach will certainly be thinking hard in his technical area. So far, Nigeria playing very well, just squeezing the life out of South Africa every time they get the ball. Seems to be no way through. Smith, the first time clearance, but it goes straight to Bameyi. Yeah, you see the possession stats. I'm surprised it's only 55% really for Nigeria at this stage. No foul, says the referee for that challenge on Malangu. Just a bit more balance between passing and movement the Flying Eagles at the moment. Nagari cuts inside, makes a little bit of space now. And they're in behind here on the right-hand side. Here's Ariehi. Decides against the cross, even though there were at least 2 or 3 players to aim at in there. Gets the ball back again on the edge of the area. Nice pass through, and then a heavy touch from Nagari. Never easy to gather a pass like that when it's pinged at you at pace from such close range. Couldn't quite take it in his stride. Good passing, though, from Nigeria again. And 5 men up in the press as well. Trying to keep their foot on the throat, so to speak, of this South African side. They're really playing themselves into trouble at the moment at the back, South Africa. Need a bit more composure on the ball at the moment. Just put straight out for a corner. You can tell they're nervous. There's no composure on the ball. They're doing silly thing. I mean, that was just playing themselves into trouble. When a team presses you like that, you've got to pass through it or over it. And having failed to pass through it in the opening 15 minutes, perhaps South Africa need to just think about pinging the ball over the top of the oncoming press into that space they're leaving in behind. Well, corner comes in and off the crossbar. Well, the closest we've come to an opening goal. Ball coming in. And I tell you what, Fletcher Lowe, a little bit lucky there. Normally as a goalkeeper, if you think the ball's going to be hitting a crossbar, you tip it over, you don't take the risk. I mean, once the ball hits the post or the crossbar, it could go anywhere. And nerves all round. Again, poor ball out from the back, this time from Nkwali. Only nearly giving it away there. Still in trouble here, South Africa. Nigeria winning the ball again. South Africa just can't get out at the moment. And then a loose pass from Nayuma. A little bit of respite here for Amajita. Zaberia, though, must be very happy with the way his side has started off. Raymond Ndaka, not so much. That's better, though. Nice from Madiba, goes past one. He's not going to get a foul there. Well tackled. At last, South African beating his man, showing some ambition on the ball. And the foul there against Kakana. Shake of the head from the 18-year-old. I'm not seeing a foul on that replay, maybe. There was something just a little bit before they cut into that. There certainly wasn't a foul on the images that we saw. Flicked on by Malangu. Madiba unable to pick up the pieces, though. Nigeria winning the aerial battles as well at the moment. Now Timber. Bring the ball over halfway. He's got support over on that right-hand side. Now it comes more central, but an off-balance pass gives the ball back to Nigeria again. Chance on the counter-attack, and they're in behind here. Oh, tackle on the edge of the area. Gets South Africa out of that. It's a tight little corner. Sabia. This is better from South Africa, trying to pass their way out. A little nibble from behind them, Malangu. From Chukwu. Gives him a free kick and a easy opportunity now to try and build something up here, South Africa. Foul on halfway. Zola Maku. Just caught on the foot as he tried to go past Alabi. Bypasses the fullback over on that far side. Smith having to come across the centre-back. Unable to prevent the cross coming in. Oh, just over the head of Ariehi. Well, if he could just have grown a couple of extra inches, that would have been 1-0 Nigeria, and deservedly so too. Clinton Jeffter, good play on this left-hand side, and tried to measure the cross for his teammate in the middle. Managed to find a nice gap between the defenders, did Ariehi. Now what can South Africa do with the ball at foot? Out to this near side. Who goes back to Sabia. I think South Africa really need to try and avoid playing it across their back four, because they don't seem to have found a way out at the moment. Kakana dropping deep to try and make an extra man in there, but now, of course, they're a man short in midfield. And then the ball is given away. Again, playing themselves into trouble, South Africa. Midway through the first half, Nigeria very much on top, but unable to find the clinical touch in and around the South African area. Nice ball in, 1-2 off of Elise. The shot comes in, blocked on the edge of the area. Another shot comes in, this time from Ayuma, blocked by Kakana. He's just, I think he felt that on the South African number 8. Another ball in, Smith across. Does well to shepherd that one out for a goal kick. And another brief, at least, respite for South Africa. Nigeria very much on the front foot in this one. Now then, Fletcher Lowe, the goalkeeper. Well, it looks like they've set up to try and play it short out of the back again. And this has done nothing but play themselves into a big trouble every time they've tried it. Ball instead goes long. Lithlaku with the head flick on. Intercepted. At least they're not giving the ball away in their own third and in and around their own penalty area now. The sense has prevailed at the back for South Africa, at least for the moment, it would appear. As soon as Nigeria press high, South Africa in all sorts of trouble at the moment. Smith down the line. Nicely laid off. Timber battling hard up there. Not much support for Malangu though. Both Rapu and Lithlaku, the two wider forwards, struggling to get into the game at the moment. Ariehi rather bundling Sabia to the ground. More like a rugby tackle, wasn't it? In fact, no, that would be a foul in rugby because of the high arm on the neck. Looks like Clinton Jeft has gone down, holding his arm. Seems to be indicating an issue with the elbow. Cynical man would say, well, if it's your arm, you can walk off the pitch and go and get some treatment. Really see much there. Jefter goes off the pitch. Nigeria will be down for 10 minutes at least for the moment or next moment or two. He's pinched a nerve somewhere around the elbow area. Not sure. Maybe someone caught him on the funny bone. I'll give your arm a wobble. Good ball down into the channel. Malangu unable to latch onto it though. Better from South Africa though, winning the ball strongly in midfield. Now Rapu. 3 men over on this left-hand side. That's a poor pass from Malangu. Oh, some big changes made up top for this one. Completely different front three. Completely different front three, but two of the front three changed for this game. The captain, Neo Rapu, who's really more of a left back than a left winger on the left side of that attacking trio. Maybe just lacking a little bit of cut and thrust in that final third, but not sure that's really the problem at the moment. The issue for South Africa is actually just getting into the final third, but Rapu with a nice intercept there. Now Malangu, back to Rapu again. Tries to put one in behind, but well, the intended recipient, Kakana, had checked his run just at the wrong moment. Pass made to look rather worse than it actually was. It's a nice idea, trying to curl it in behind the back four. Try and turn around those defenders. Well, same goalkeeper and back four every game so far for Nigeria. It does help when you can have a settled platform at the back. It gives the rest of the team a bit more license to do their thing in and around the final third. But that ball well won now by Sabia. Good play from Madiba inside to Malangu. Kakana now. Momentum from the attack lost. Good move from Kakana into space in the centre circle. Clark getting a rare touch. And back on the ball again. Oh, he's turned away from the man in space on that right-hand side. Good defensive work. Madiba trying to win it. High feet from both players there. The referee allowing play to go on, and there's 3 men in the attack here now for Nigeria. Trying to get in behind. Smith goes across and wins a foul as well. Divine Elise shrugged his shoulders. Well, I mean, there was contact there, but so minimal. Ball chipped in behind. Nice bit of check spin on there. Ariehi bursts onto it and then fires into the side netting. Kicks the ball away in frustration as well. Well, that'd be a yellow card at senior level. Not here, though. Lovely ball in behind. Using his strength and pace to get in there ahead of Nkwali. It's not been quite such a settled back four for South Africa. Changes flowing in and out. Didn't help that Sika Tuani, the team captain, got injured very early in the first half against Egypt, out for the rest of the tournament. So they've had to make changes ever since that, as Smith hurriedly clears with his left foot. Half an hour in, 0-0. Nigeria very much on top, though. The match stats don't necessarily show it. Just 55% of possession, 4 shots at the moment compared to 1 for South Africa. But they're knocking on the door here. Nigeria, South Africa, so with the ball. Spending a lot of time hemmed into their own third of the pitch, not really able to play out. Except for long balls like that, most of which are not sticking to the front three at the moment. That was better, though, from Langu. He's had to drop very deep in order to drop the ball off, and then he's not up there when the ball comes back out again. Well, so coach Aliou Zubairu for Nigeria did say that the weight is off the side now. They've qualified for the World Cup. That's the main thing they're looking for here, as Elise wins a corner for Nigeria. The weight is gone. The players can now focus fully on competing for the trophy. We're now relaxed after securing qualification for the World Cup. Same, I don't think can be said for South Africa. They look anything but relaxed at the moment. There's tension throughout the side. You can see it in the first touch. You can see it in the decision making, especially in and around their own area as well. Corner comes into the back post. Smith as well. Get a fingertip on that one. He's made more saves than any other keeper in the tournament so far. And then the touch from Chukwu goes over the crossbar. Nigeria creating half chances at the moment. Chukwu was the nearest man to getting his head on that. He would have as well if it hadn't been for that bit of acrobatics from Smith. From Low, sorry, I beg your pardon. Low goes long, out from the back. All well held up now. South Africa can come forwards. Rapu in space on this near side. He's got 3 players to aim at in the middle. Ball comes in, keeper beaten to it. Well, Ebenezer Harcourt came for it. Didn't get there. Looks like he might have got a piece of his own captain, Daniel Bemeyi. Need to see a replay of this. It was a beautifully weighted ball in from Rapu in that horrible corridor of uncertainty. Just for once, the long ball out from the back, sticking. A little bit of space found in midfield, and then Rapou curling this one in. I think the keeper's been caught on his arm by his own captain, I think. That looks about right. Caught on the left forearm, left elbow. Amazing, really. Ebenezer Harcourt, 15 years of age, youngest man in the squad. I think he's the youngest man in the tournament, actually, as well. He's also the tallest man on the pitch as well, actually by quite some distance. Oh, magic spray on the left elbow. Man of the match in their quarter-final. Made a couple of fine stops in normal and extra time, saved 2 penalties as well in the ensuing shootout. This was the earlier chance for Ariehi, lacking perhaps just a little bit of composure. He's played well. It's his 4th start of the tournament, just the 1 goal so far in their 2-2 draw against Kenya in their final group game for Nigeria. Not quite been as clinical as he needs to be, though. Now Rapou with the outswinging corner. Just 5 yellow shirts to aim at in the area. It's never going to be easy when there's 8 defenders back. Now Kakana. South Africa keeping the ball well here, in and around the area. Chance for a turn and shot. Instead, the pass comes in. Chukwu quickly across, clearing the danger. South Africa couldn't quite manoeuvre space for the shot in the area. Chukwu taking no chances at all. I wonder if that pass was actually meant for the next man along, who was in space, rather than the man on the penalty spot, rather, who was well covered. Couldn't quite move the ball on quickly enough. Now in swinger, again, just 4 men in the area. Smith in the D. All whipped into the near post. Chukwu is headed back across. Smith heads it back in there, but there's no one on this near side now to pick up the loose ball. Nigeria will be able to clear their lines. Alabi. Ball pass inside. Nice footwork from Megari. Now space on that left-hand side. Nigeria coming forwards again here, trying to slide that ball in for the run of Megari. The referee whistle hasn't gone, and then Ariehi on the volley, nearly taking Fletcher Lowe completely by surprise. Ball whipped in. Did Lowe get a touch on that, I wonder? Well, apparently not. Given away again in a dangerous area from South Africa. Jefta dispossessed this time. Timber under pressure Given no support by his teammates, loses the ball, and all of a sudden Nigeria on the attack again, and it deflects and just goes wide of the upright. Well, I'd love to see a replay from behind the goal on this one. I wonder if that shot was going on target before the deflection. Jefter with the pass in for Ariyehi. I think it gets a deflection off Smith here. Yeah, it does. A significant deflection as well, so another corner coming in for Nigeria. Oh, the shot count going up and up. Though to be fair, Fletcher hasn't actually had to make any spectacular saves yet. Six white shirts to aim at in the area. Good ball into the edge of the 6-yard box, still not cleared by South Africa. Now, with Larku treading on the ball, the whistle has gone anyway. Well, 5.5 minutes to go before the half-time break. I've got to say, I think Raymond Mdaka, South African coach, would be delighted if his side can get to half-time at 0-0, given the flow of the game. Rapu gets the ball on the near side. Tries to play a 1-2, but doesn't quite come off. Megana plays the ball inside. Eyuma spreads the ball left for Nigeria. Swift the passing from the Nigerians, finding holes in the defence. Timber again under pressure. Nigeria back in possession again. Okoro pressing very high, the fullback. After a couple of little nibbles, a free kick taken quickly by Jefter. Swung in, 3 men to aim at. Played out, but only as far as a white shirt. A bit of a lunge from Kakana. Referee waves play on. Ball came to Magana, but a bit of a wild slash at that one, did the 16-year-old. So there are a number of players in this Nigerian side will still be eligible for the next 2027 edition of this tournament. Certainly Tahir Magana, only 16 years of age. Divine Elise, the number 13 as well, is only 17. Of course, the goalkeeper, Ebenezer Harcourt, just 15 years old. Strong play in midfield, very nice play indeed from Elise. Trying to cut through the Nigeria. Elise pressuring the ball, eventually losing his footing and giving away the foul. Offside flag going up anyway ahead of that challenge coming in on Tato Sabia. Clearly off. Clumsy, nothing else. Strong defensive header from Megari. Malangu gets the ball back in play. That's a poor throw. Basics here from South Africa. Needs a bit of concentration. Rapu plays the ball in now for Sabia. South Africa coming forward, winning a free kick now about 35 or so metres out. Probably just about out of range for a direct attempt at goal. We've got a Nigerian player on the ground. That's Bahaba Megari. All skills from Madiba. Doesn't have many chances to show those skills so far, though. The number 13, South Africa. Well, our statistics still showing them having nearly 45% of possession, but it's been mostly nervy passing around at the back, but a lot of it in their own third of the pitch for South Africa. Very little possession in attacking areas. Neo Rapu with a chance here to put a decent ball in on this set piece. A little surprised not to see more South African players going forward for these set pieces, you know. Again, just 4 players up. It's not exactly ambitious, this. Jefter winning the ball in the air. Smith tries to head the ball back into the 6-yard box. So the offside flag stays down for the moment. Looked a little bit suspicious against Malangu. A bit more bite from South Africa in the midfield. Too much bite, says the referee. Takana could be in trouble here. Timberforce put that one out for a Nigeria throw under pressure. Into the final minute of this first half. Nigeria have been on top for most of it. South Africa really struggling to play out from the back, and all of a sudden Ayuma couldn't quite pick out Ariyehi with the cross. Another cross comes in, deflected out for yet another corner. 2 minutes added on at the end of the 45 at the end of this first half. And yet more defending to be done for the South Africans. And certainly the distinctive hair of Tylon Smith has been very busy in this first half. And whipped in, well taken this time though from Lowe. Showing good hands. And well, looking to release the ball early. Didn't really see any options though. Everyone was behind the ball for South Africa. So now played out short. And Rapu gives the ball away. It's just not working for South Africa. Every time they play the ball out short, they give possession back to Nigeria. The ball is whipped in, and just wide of the upright. Ambitious from Tahir Megana. You could just see from his body language the moment he turned inside, only one thing on his mind for the 16-year-old, and that was the far corner of the net. Stood up Sibiya. Head down, going for the shot. Didn't miss by much either. This is better from South Africa, suddenly moving the ball with a bit of pace. Now Rapu, oh, and he's slashed at the cross. That's the best build-up play we've seen all first half from South Africa. The captain himself wasting it with an awful cross. He knows it as well. And that the end of a chastening first half for South Africa. Somehow, though, they've managed to keep the game goalless. Nigeria lacking a clinical touch in and around the South African box. Very much on top, though, so far, the 7-time champion South Africa, certainly with a lot of thinking and work to do in the second half. Taliu Siberu's side bidding for an 8th Africa Cup of Nations title. Going about it the right way in the first 90 minutes. Group chat there, and back to the dressing rooms. Some wise words from the coach. Raymond Ndaka, the South African coach, really with his work cut out. statistics, the possession stats somewhat misleading really. A lot of that South African possession in and around their own area. And not exactly in control either, constantly under pressure from the Nigerian press and really failing to play out from the back. They've played a few long balls out from the back so far. They've been a bit more successful. But they want to play the ball on the ground and they've not been able to do that in the opening 45. South Africa, Nigeria presented with possession on a number of occasions, but so far failing to take full advantage. So goalless at half-time at the Suez Canal Authority Stadium here in Ismailia.
Oui, allô?
Bonjour Jeunes Digital. Moi j'ai toujours dit, après les léopards de Vidinique, ça c'est le meilleur léopard.
Chez vous, ou d'une autre manière aussi, bienvenue dans ces numéros spéciaux. Deuxième vidéo de making of.
Alors, la réponse est mon délire.
Pourquoi commander une voiture dans mon killing? Mon killing?
Mon killing, enfin, c'est un service de transport de qualité. Je viens vous parler de notre agence de voyage Sky Travel.
Bonjour à tous et bienvenue sur Restez, ce spécial numéro dans ce podcast sur Dream TV.
Shalom frères et sœurs, je suis option Cassis.
C'est une démonstration.
Et surtout de passer en podcast une toute première fois, et c'est une innovation gratuite du Congo.
Merci à vous, bonjour à tous.
Bienvenue sur Dream TV.
Merci de nous rejoindre encore une fois. Bienvenue sur Meet Me, let's go.
On va parler de harcèlement sexuel. Ça se passe un peu partout. Allez.
Dans Production Télévision, on vous souhaite le bienvenue dans ce numéro.
Merci à Billy, merci à Divin.
Sans oublier...
Calme,
ça
sans
chuchotait,
vouloir
quoi.
forcer, sans vouloir peut-être... il étudie les humeurs, les attitudes. Il y a quelqu'un peut-être...
somehow they got to half-time at 0-0. And all to play for in the second half. Now, have any changes been made, I wonder, especially by South African coach Raymond Mdaka? Doesn't look like it, at least for the moment. But they're going to have to change something. They can't continue to play the way they have in that first half, or they're simply not going to get anywhere. So back underway then here in Ismailia, South Africa 0. Kicking from left to right in this second half. Nigeria, 7-time champions, all in white, having dominated the opening 45. However, an early opportunity here for South Africa with a corner. Need to show a bit more ambition from set pieces as well, South Africa. Look at that, just 4 players in the box to attack the set piece. Unlikely to win the ball doing that. As it is, the header back in from Smith, headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box. Now Nigeria can play on the counter-attack, can they? No, they can't quite. All picked up deep in the left channel, Elise. Tries to delay it, a pumped pass there. 2 players trying to make the run in behind, but now brilliant pass through midfield, cuts through everything. Ball, though, laid off by Madiba. One back, though, by South Africa. No width, though, on this near side. Again, struggling to get players into attacking places. Timber, though, going past one. The ball then just shepherded out to play by Okoro. Timber able to get past, I think it was Alabi, but Okoro coming across. Malangu has taken a knock. Looks on the top of the left foot. There is coach a little surprised that there weren't any changes made at half-time. Got to change something. South Africa. Smith winning the ball in the air. And doing well on the intercept as well. Kakana plays the ball into midfield, now spread over onto that left-hand side, but again, there's just no natural width to this side at the moment. The back four, very much playing as a back four. And even if that ball had been picked up by Rapu over on that far side, he'd have been very much on his own, and now Nigeria can come forwards. That's a brilliant bit of defending, though, from Sibiya. Not retaining the ball up top, though. Nigeria back on the attack. Elise hasn't quite seen his usual trademark runs from midfield. At least not in the first half. Jefta. Okoro whips the ball in, headed away by Smith. Long run up here from Okoro. Long throw too, headed away from near the penalty spot. Nigeria picking up the loose ball. Nice footwork from Ayuma. Lays the ball off, shot chipped in, but no real venom on that, and an easy catch for Lowe. Again, they do this again, South Africa. I mean, it hasn't worked throughout the first half, this playing it short out at the back. Quick ball over the top of the press seems to be the better option at the moment. Malangu. Gives the ball to Timber to take the throw on this near side. Timber again. Forced back by the pressing. Flipped on by Malangu. Hacked clear by the Nigerian defence. Nariyehi making a nuisance of himself, eventually cleared by Nkwali. Given away though by Madiba. Jefta, nice ball into the channel. Elise making that run beyond the last man. Elise tricks himself to the floor. Difficult for Smith to get to the ball though, because Elise's head was in the way. Tricked himself, and then he laid down and got in the way. I think that's what the foul is for. Why the whistle went, at least. Foul as such. You know what I mean. Now Lithlaku. Too much on the ball there for Malangu. Ball put out of play, and well, goalkeeper, and he's a hardcore who was nowhere near. The ball has gone down, and I think he's going to be substituted off here. This is going to be a first appearance of the tournament for Ajia Jakub. Now, is that something to do with that collision just before the end of half-time on the left elbow of the goalkeeper? So Ajia Jakub, 20 years of age, European-based. Also coming on, Precious Benjamin as well. Two changes, one of them forced. Obviously, they've decided to give Harcourt a little bit of time after half-time to see how he is. He hadn't even touched the ball before they decided to take him off. There's also been a change as well with Divine Elise, actually, a little bit surprisingly, the man taken off to be replaced. By Benjamin. May play in a sort of a second striker role. Took the first penalty in the penalty shootout against Senegal to Benjamin. Hopefully for Harcourt, at least, that's not the end of his tournament. Such a promising goalkeeper, just 15 years of age. Really shone in the quarter-final. Or will he be fit for Sunday's final, if indeed Nigeria get that far? Oh, Madiba, just 50 minutes into his tournament debut, gets the hook. Jody Ashene coming on in his place. And Shaquille April also coming on. Immediately moved out to the right-hand side. I think he is on. With Larkin, indeed he is. So like for like there. April got the winning goal against Tanzania on match day 2 in the group phase. Smith as well to evade the press coming in from Ariehi. Also got an assist as well for one of the goals against Sierra Leone. Picked up a bit of a knock maybe at the end of that game in extra time against DR Congo. Back on the pitch now. Nigeria coming forwards with Jefta. Jefta stabs the ball inside. Benjamin, well, had room for the shot on the left foot. Ooh, now, that could be a first booking of the game coming up here for Bemei. No yellow card, in fact. Not much in the way of contact. Contact there was, though. Long ball over the top, attempted to be got it back into a teammate there from Jeunes. Well, let's see what difference those substitutes make. Could be a little bit of uncertainty at the back for Nigeria. Certainly you'd think if you're South Africa, you'd try and ping a couple of shots into the keeper. He's been sat on the bench the whole tournament so far. Nigeria with the player down, but continuing to play. Smith with the clearance, but only as far as Ayuma. Ayuma now spreads the play out to the right. Lovely ball and an encouraging first touch, and good defending in the end from Sabia. Oh, given away in the final third again. Laid off by Ariehi. A foul on Sabia as he put himself on the line defensively. South Africa getting away with it again at the back there, giving the ball away deep in their own half. They've done that far too much. They're, in my opinion, certainly lucky to still be on level terms here. Nigeria again pressing the attack. Alabi. Three men waiting in the area, and on the overlap as well arrives Okoro. Okoro, though, eventually hassled off the ball by April, then gets the ball back again. Okoro decides against the long throw this time. Shot coming in from 40 metres. I don't think it was supposed to be a pass like that. 12 minutes into this second half, still goalless in this first of two semi-finals today. In this under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. Kekana now turns in the centre circle, finds April in space on this near side. April quickly closed down. Good play from Ayuma to win the ball in midfield. Now Jefta, options left and right. Jefta still comes forward. Benjamin turns his run. Jefta with the ball in close to the penalty spot. Cleared. Ayuma a little bit too physical on Jeunes. That'll be a free kick for South Africa. He may have won the ball, but it's of no use if you've barged your opponent in the back to get it in the first place. Jeunes doing well to lay the ball off. The ball down the line not particularly good, but then South Africa quickly win the ball back. Jeunes again, this time wins himself a free kick. South Africa retain the ball there. He's got a width from this near side. Timber cuts inside. He's got April inside him. Instead, Timber lets fly. Unable to keep that effort on target, though. Kekana as well to play the ball out of a tight space. Played off but given away in midfield. Immediately given back to South Africa. Smith shepherding that ball back to Lowe. The goal kick taken quickly. April, though, turns into trouble. The ball won by Okoro. Characteristically slack pass from the Nigerian midfield as we hit the hour mark here in Ismailia. Yuma, man penalised. Shane doing his job at the moment, winning a few free kicks at the very least for South Africa. Now long ball over to that far side, the defence. Whoa! That's a little bit jittery at the back. Jakob, I think that's his first touch, you know, as Jakob since coming on. Neo Rapu stays down, but the defender and the goalkeeper between them allowing the ball to bounce and inviting all sorts of trouble there. Have another closer look at this one. Yeah, the keeper and the defender leaving it for each other. Oh, and the keeper just landing on the back of Rapu's Achilles by the looks of it. That's going to hurt. Full weight, and I think tailbone as well, coming down on the back of the ankle, the Achilles area. Hopefully Rapu will be okay. Always worry with contact to the Achilles. Delicate part of the body, difficult to heal properly as well. Last thing you need is a young player. It's an Achilles injury. South Africa under pressure, trying to play the ball out, and again coughing up possession. Jefta now. Two men on him does well to get the ball to Okoro. Yuma into space on that right-hand side now. Gari back into a Yuma. And South Africa doing well to close down the passing lanes at the moment. Now cross-field ball towards Jefta. Gets the flick on as well for Okoro. Okoro gets past one, runs into the area, goes past another Okoro, fizzes the ball across goal, picks out a pass to the far post. And well, too many touches from Megana. Couldn't get the ball out from under his feet and get the shot off. Slightly different first touch. That could have been very different. There's the handball, in fact, against Megana. Nice play, but then the pass, not great for April. Jefta. Benjamin back to Jefta again. Jefta looks up, he's got white shirts with him in the area, slips over, not the first time he's done that. Well, not the first player to have done that in that area of the pitch. Eventually put out for a Nigeria throw. South Africa under pressure again. Okoro will come up and take this. He does have good long throw on him. Takes a huge run up though. Not sure how many stadia would give you that amount of space. Cutting back inside was Labi. Was expecting the run from Mashone, but didn't quite come to fruition. Important touch there from Kakana. Nice turn. Good strength from Mashone. Now he brings the ball over halfway, finds a good pass out to that left-hand side, and suddenly South Africa flooding forwards here. Kakana on the ball. Nigeria just out of shape for a moment, but now there's some space in behind for South Africa. Needs to look up, pick out the cross, the deflection. Nearly beating the keeper at his near post. It goes out for a corner. Better from South Africa. Neo Rapu, it was getting in behind. Ajia Jakob, he's only had a couple of touches so far. They've both been nervy ones. Not easy to come off the bench after spending a whole tournament sitting things out. Now, more changes from Nigeria. Amal and Rickson Mendos coming on. Tahir Magana and Clinton Jefter. 2 players withdrawn. Demi Amal, I think, will probably play out on the left. Some defending to be done first, though. Corner comes in, headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box by Chukwu. pass went behind him. Here's the goal scorer, Smith. Back to Lowe. It's not the best of balls out. Coming back with interest in a moment, and then the shot whiffling just past the upright from Amol. Now changes, well, final change then for Nigeria. Oh well, Ibrahim coming on. Suleiman Alabi coming off, like for like substitution, fresh legs in midfield for Nigeria.
Substitution for Nigeria. Player number 8, Suleiman out. Player number 15, Ibrahim.
19-year-old Ibrahim comes on. Scored the winner against Tunisia in their first group game. Seems like an age ago now. South Africa really seem to have taken confidence from that goal. Starting to find a few ways they've been able to play their way out from the back finally. Putting some passing phases together as well. Free kick taken short. Now lofted long towards Benjamin. Smith. Well, got contact on it, but only succeeded in heading the ball backwards. Nearly put his defence in trouble. South Africa getting the throw on this near side. Flicked on by April. And foul on Bamei from Malangu. Still putting himself about up there. High ball, not dealt with by Smith this time. No attempt to play the ball at all there from Okoro. You could be in trouble here. Odinaka Okoro. Well, that's a yellow card. And Okoro will be suspended for either the final or the third, fourth place match, whichever Nigeria qualify for here. He was booked in the quarter-final against Senegal. He's been booked here as well. All a bit unnecessary, really. Maku, I mean, he was going nowhere. He was being pushed wide, and Okoro. Of course, these players are a little bit inexperienced, and Okoro showing that inexperience there. Really didn't need to come across and do that. Sometimes you have to take one for the team, but I don't think that was one of those occasions. There was no real apparent danger. I mean, look where the free kick is. Okoro now misses the next match. Could be the final if Nigeria managed to come from behind here and find a way into that final. Interesting footwork. Maku. And Rickson having a bit of rough and tumble. First booking of the tournament for Maku. There was just a little bit of nothing there between the two after a bit of a clash. Quite sure how you decide that one man gets yellow carded and one doesn't there, to be honest. Looks like 6 of one, half dozen of the other. More than anything, now a chance from the set piece for Nigeria. 12 minutes to go, the ball lofted long towards the area. Smith comes to it, gets a towering header on it. Bemei keeps the ball in play, does he? No, he doesn't. Eventually goes out for a South Africa throw. Timber with a long throw down the line. Malangu tried to head that one back in to the danger area. And the ball comes back in again. The keeper stays on his line this time, and then the ball taken off the toes of Jeunes. He looked to turn that one across the 6-yard box. Important intervention from Chukwu. Will be a corner here for South Africa. Can't see them committing to... Oh, not a corner for South Africa. Must have been an offside flag. Beg your pardon. Nigeria really have lost their edge since the goal went in for South Africa. Haven't really done much at all coming forwards. All chipped over the top. Well defended by Timber as well to turn and get the ball out in time as well. Now Jeunes can turn, and there's 3 men up here for South Africa. The ball put out to Malangu on this near side. Not the best of passes, but just about get away with it, South Africa. Still in possession. Now April on this near side. Koro into a Yuma. Yuma's side foot. Steps the first challenge. Good ball in. Shot comes in, beaten away by Lowe. It was a Mo. Curled that one down to the goalkeeper's left. And Lowe, who's made, coming into these semi-finals, made more saves than any other keeper in the competition. Made another one there. 19 saves he made in the first 4 games with Fletcher Lowe. The worry there for South Africa was that it had been that Amol was afforded so much space just outside their penalty box. Foul from April. Daniel Bemei, full international by the way, Bemei. 19 years of age, no, he's only 17 when he got a handful of caps. The full Nigerian team. A crucial member of this squad as well. Ayuma, crossfield ball, good. Header out by Nakwali. Couldn't quite stop the ball going out of play though on that far side. Quickly back in play now from Nigeria. Nicely chested down, but unable to find a teammate. Chukwu in from behind on Malangu. Well, he should be fine. There wasn't much in the way of contact there. It's clipped from behind. I think he was looking for his chewing gum. Good strong play from April. Good second favourite to get to that ball ahead of Okoro. But then was doubled up on and eventually ran into traffic despite the nutmeg. South Africa this time winning the ball higher up the pitch. Say Jody Jeunes since he's been brought on, buzzing around in a sort of secondary striker role. That's shown good balance actually with him in behind Malangu, using his physicality up top. But now Nigeria come forwards. Rickson swings the ball in. Oh, and it just evades too. And here's a third with the shot. Driven wide by Ibrahim. 7 minutes to go now. Nigeria chasing the game. Doing well to dig out the cross. It just evaded Benjamin and Amol. Ibrahim picking it up on the D. First time shot, always fading the wrong side of the upright. Sabia defending. Megari a little bit too present with the challenge on the South African captain, Leo Rapu. The latest of the chances for Nigeria. I think fair to say that Lowe had that one covered at that height. It was always slicing wide. Just feels like Nigeria have lost a bit of composure since falling behind. Ball chipped over the top, the bounce though. Evading Ariehi. Remember, Nigeria have played all 5 of their substitutions now. South Africa still have, I think, 3 substitutions available. As April eventually bundled off the ball by Okoro, illegally so though, says the linesman. The referee agrees. The wrong side of the ball, wasn't he? April made sure to keep his body in the way. A little bit clumsy, to say the least. Set piece for South Africa. 4 players in the box, goes long to the back post, the keeper comes for it, gets it, the second attempt this time. Looking for options to move the ball quickly now. And that's intercepted before it reaches Okoro. April has been a pest on this right-hand side since coming on for Lethlaku. Gives away the free kick this time. This is all draining time, precious seconds off the clock as far as Nigeria are concerned. Quite sure how that was a foul from April, actually. What's he supposed to have done here? That's shoulder to shoulder with Okoro coming in on him. And Okoro sort of goes to ground and half trips him up. Better from Nigeria. Precious Benjamin it was. Good ball in, the header from Ayuma, well beaten away by Smith. And well, the shot coming in actually blocked by Sabia. But his arms appear to be across his chest. So even if it has hit his arms there, it shouldn't be an issue. Yellow card for Shaquille April. Not quite sure why. Didn't see anything there. For arguing with the officials. Possibly because of that previous free kick, which didn't look like a free kick at all. Footballers will argue that with the officials, even though they know they shouldn't. This is not what South Africa need, a player being stretchered off at this time in the game. They do have substitutes available, though. Definitely don't want the defender down. So Tato Sabia. The initial save from Smith, the header from Ayuma, then the shot came in just after that was blocked by Sabia, which is the reason why he went down. Should be back on the pitch by now. Four minutes of added time here for Nigeria to try and get back on level terms. 4 minutes to keep their championship hopes alive. South Africa, 4 minutes away from a first final in this competition in 28 years. And yes, it is a bit nail-biting, isn't it? So this was the preceding passage of play. They keep cutting away from the shot that was driven straight into Tato Sabia, which is why he went down. No fingernails left for the final at this rate. Those South African fans. They've got a few days for those nails to grow back, I suppose, until the final on Sunday evening. It's not done and dusted yet. This will be the long throw from Okoro. In it comes. Knot of white shirts there. Not headed away yet. April. Trying to win the ball. The free kick's going to be hurriedly taken here by Nigeria. It's at the stage where everyone needs to come up with this one. What price the goalkeeper in the area getting on the end of this free kick? It's in a dangerous area, that's for certain. Fletcher Lowe organising his, well, I hesitate to call it a wall. It's one man. He's organising him to make sure it can't be just smashed into the near post. Maximum concentration, everyone back in the box to defend this for South Africa. Not everyone, but most, nearly everyone forward here for Nigeria. The ball comes in and it's flicked just past the upright. What is Smith? Lowe gets a touch on that, I wonder. In the corner, taken quickly, Benjamin turns on the edge of the area, fires it in, but there's no one there at the near post. Hacked away by South Africa. A minute and a half left to go here for Amajita. Nigeria have to go all the way back to Jakob. He smacks it long. South African defence all deeper than that as well. They need to push out a little bit here, South Africa, otherwise they're just going to end up hemmed into their own area for the end of this game. Yuma now. Oh, lovely skills from Yuma. Now stands the ball up to the back post, headed back across goal, headed out by Sabia. Bemei. There'll be a goal kick. And rightly so. Clearly comes off Bemei. Rather than claiming a corner that isn't, they should really rather try and get on with the game here, Nigeria. Time swiftly running out. Just over 30 seconds, maybe a few seconds added to those 4 minutes, but not much more. April beaten in the air by Chukwu. Stabs the ball back to Jakob. This has just got to go forwards now for Nigeria. No time for niceties. Ball comes forward, headed away by Smith. Missed in the air by Kakana. That was a heavy touch, to say the least, from Rickson. Now the ball goes long again, but it's too late. And South Africa, remarkably, have won the first of the semi-finals of this year's Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. They're back in the final after a gap of 28 years. The goal scorer in your camera there, Tylon Smith. Substitute keeper Aya Jakob for Nigeria, caught in no man's land as the ball was lofted into the area. Smith nodding the ball into the empty net. And that the difference between the two sides. Nigeria very much on top for the majority of that game. Certainly the first half and a good chunk of the second half as well. And the Flying Eagles, well, they are shattered. They've had their wings clipped here. South Africa may not have been the better side out there, but they found a way of getting it done. And unsurprisingly, there is your man of the match, the man of the moment, the man with the goal, Tylon Smith.